Hey guys, my name is Kris Gethin, and I'm going to give you my inside experience of why I flew to Germany to get dental work from the world's leading biodentist. Let's start at the top. So growing up in Wales, I remember going to the dentist from a very, very young age and having all sorts of amalgams put in, a lot of heavy metals, there'd be mercury, all sorts, put in my mouth. Didn't know any better then. I just remember going to the dentist a lot on the NHS. All of it was free insurance, so I was back there all the time. But it didn't seem odd because it appeared like everybody used to go to the dentist such a lot at a young age. Anyway, over the years, I can't even tell you how much has been spent on various types of dental work, not for aesthetic purposes, just, teeth being busted out or fillings, root canals, etc. And I even had a gold tooth there, had one tooth knocked out here, got headbutted by a donkey. Had a gold tooth there, which was like part of my stamp for the last 11 years. But then after getting to know the world's leading biodentist, who has now become a very, very good friend of mine over the past few years, Dr. Don, and reading his book, It All Starts in Your Mouth, I realized that health does start in your mouth. And I couldn't understand why I had high liver enzymes, even though I'm very, very healthy and I look after my liver. But then he told me that this tooth here is directly connected with the liver. I also had metal implants, 2 metal implants, titanium implants put in my mouth back in 2013 as well, 11 years ago. And these titanium implants and the gold tooth was basically acting like an antenna. Remember, back then, there wasn't so much Wi-Fi and EMF. Now there's a lot of it. So every time I pick up a phone or if I'm surrounded by non-native EMF, I'm acting like an antenna as well. And I had a lot of root canals, and Dr. Don will explain a little bit later why we should not have root canals. Basically having these dead areas in our mouth that are very, very bad. So I came here after several years of discussion with Dr. Don to get my health optimized, because it doesn't matter what biohacks that I do, whether it be ice bath, cold showers, stem cells, if I cannot optimize the health of my mouth that has all these meridian lines that are directly connected to ACL, our small intestines, the liver, brain, etc. So we've been here for a week of treatments, both myself and my wife. And God, what have I had done? I've had 4 root canals done. I've had 2 titanium implants taken out, had the gold tooth taken out, all replaced with implants that are made of ceramic. And the titanium implants were removed as well, with ceramic as well. Got some temporary crowns put on, will come back in about 4 months' time to have permanent crowns. But this is very, very different to any other dentist that you're going to find. He put us on a specific diet and supplemental protocol 4 weeks prior to coming here. And then during the week, we've been doing HBOT, we've been doing IVs, we've been doing laser IVs, just to ensure, and every IV is different. Every day is different. Just to ensure that we're getting the right nutrients at the right time after each procedure. And the crazy thing is, even though that was quite invasive, I've been waking up and going to bed not feeling any pain or any discomfort, no swelling whatsoever, which is very, very different to past experiences when I've had quite invasive surgeries done by dentists in the past. Not shitting on a lot of dentists, but a lot of the dentists out there are doing things that are very, very dated and not good at optimizing our health. And of course, I got my microbiome starts in our mouth as well, so it needs to be optimized for the rest of our body. Yeah, so just I'm not saying all doctors are good or all bad, but you'll have some that are very, very forward-thinking, and it isn't always accepted by the general board. And it's the same with the dental procedures that Dom and a lot of other leading biodentists do, and their thought process is very different to your conventional dentist. And so you have to be forward-thinking if you're thinking, okay, I want to get out of the sick care and I want to get into the healthcare and optimize my health for the future. Like Dom has said, my goal is to ensure that you are optimized so I never have to see you again. Where a lot of dentists, they work on a turn and burn, they drill out, bring you back in, drill again. And that's not his way of thinking. And I like his way of thinking. It's very forward-facing. And I've heard him speak at several biohacking summits. And, what he does is something of the future. Like, how many doctors and dentists do you visit to say, hey, okay, I need you to go into hyperbaric oxygen. I need you to do the IVs. I need you to do all these tests. I can't remember the name of all the tests that we did as soon as we got here. And then eat a certain way, supplement a certain way before, during, and after. Like, he's just giving us a dietary and supplemental protocol to follow for the next 4 weeks. Not many people give you that kind of care. And that's what I like, is that he has his clinic over there, but he has the optimal health lounge over here that you have to spend before and during and after surgeries. But that's enough from me. Let me have the main man, Dr. Dom, explain it to you.
Hey guys, my name is Dr. Dom, Dr. Dominik Nischwitz. I'm a specialist in biological dentistry and ceramic implants. And I've created the DNA Health and Aesthetics Center for Biological Dentistry here in my hometown, Tübingen, and the Optimal Health Lounge right in the backyard of it, to basically help patients from all over the world to get to optimal health by starting in the mouth. A lot of people get root canals because it's a standard conventional dentistry treatment. It is an acute pain treatment because if you, for whatever reason, had a huge decay in your tooth or cavity and it hit the nerve, the dentist needs to take you out of pain, and therefore we need to have root canals. And it's one of the main things in dentistry, actually. So probably you have it. And so I had Kris. And our goal is not just biting. And regular conventional dentistry is usually making fun of it's the drilling, filling, and billing business. And obviously you can bite on a root canal tooth. But what we do is we take out that vital parts of that tooth, which is an organ, meaning the blood supply, the lymph supply, the autonomic nervous system, clean it out, put something in there, and basically leave it there as a shell to bite on it. It works for years, but I say it was never a good idea to leave a dead body part in your body for a long period of time, because this tooth has no more immune system. And it's the perfect cave for microbes that live in your body, that then use this tooth as a cave. See it as like the cat and mouse thing. The mouse being the microbes in that tooth, in that very wide dented tubal system, like around about a mile per tooth. And then your immune system trying to get it, but can go inside. But will build, if you have an immune system, an ongoing chronic silent inflammation around this tooth, which we could see on Kris's 3-dimensional X-ray in form of a cyst or a little periapical lesion around that tip of the tooth. So this is only basically your immune system taking care of that chronic problem. But it comes with a price, maybe high cytokines, low-grade inflammation. Whatever it is, it can make you overall less healthy. And our goal is, how can we get you to the next level of health? So when you have lost a tooth, usually 99.7% of all dentists out there will replace it with a titanium implant. Still the gold standard. In Kris's case, he had 2 titanium implants in a lower molar, and on the X-ray, everyone can see it, he has a huge bone defect. This is called peri-implantitis, basically your immune system attacking that implant and pulling itself away from it. So in this case, building down the bone. So we had been looking at this for years, and my goal is always to take out these implants to remove that stressor, because obviously titanium, even though it works for biting again, and it's the gold standard, it comes with a couple of health challenges. It's a metal. You can become allergic to it or sensitive to it. It's also in this loaded world where we have 3G, 4G, Wi-Fi, etc., what is called EMFs. It's going to be an antenna. So it's just a mild stressor again in his body, inside his body. It's sticking in the bone, activating again his immune system all day long, costing him energy. Obviously, he's a machine, can compensate for it. But we finally took it out during this week and gently basically removed these titanium implants, cleaned everything, used everything we can do, and then placed an immediate ceramic implant. Why? Because the ceramic is finally existing. It is a biomaterial versus a foreign body, which is a titanium implant in medicine. Biomaterial means it's completely neutral to the body. It will just only osseointegrate in his bone if he's able to build bone. And that's what it's going to do without any inflammation. It's just going to be a part of him that is completely neutral and no stress at all. But now the most important part, let's talk about Kris's trademark that I pulled out of him, his pirate tooth, the gold tooth, which actually is amazing. However, underneath his gold tooth, again, was a big root canal, like the canine, with another inflammation. So I told him, at least get rid of that root canal, help your body heal, and place a ceramic implant if needs be, and this is his jewelry. I would have no problem putting on a gold crown on top of that ceramic implant, even though it kind of defends the purpose. We could see it as a jewelry, and probably his body will compensate one gold crown. But the goal in this case was get rid of the root canal, and then there's no more space for a gold. And again, gold is not just a precious metal. Again, you can become allergic to it. It's another antenna. So it also, the ions from that metal always dissolve in his saliva, which is an electrolyte, kind of like a rusty propeller of a boat underneath the sea. It will just rust. Same for everything in the mouth. And then these particles leach into the system, create low-grade inflammation in the blood vessels, create hypertension, make you moody, whatever. These metals have no function in your body, so why keep them?
So one of the things I wanted to ask you about is what I've been astounded by is how quickly I've been healing after each surgery. Now, I know that you actually create a membrane around the tooth. Can you explain what you did and what that does?
Yes. So first of all, obviously, all the things we do around surgery, leading up to it, and all the IVs prepare his blood and the body to be supercharged. And then we draw blood on the day of surgery and spin it. And it's kind of like a PRP treatment, but it's called PRF, platelet-rich fibrin. And we create membranes that are intelligent biomaterial that contain growth factors, even stem cells, loads of peptides. And then we can use these membranes to fill out all the gaps that will exist from the root canals, the sockets, around the ceramic implants, inside of the cavitations, below gum tissue. And it's just been shown and proven over years and years in research that it just helps accelerate wound healing, bone healing. It's kind of like a matrix that everything grows into. So I can even leave his wounds open. It's an open healing concept. So 10 years ago, like generally most dentists will still close the socket with a flap after the surgery. We don't do this. We leave the attached gingiva where it was, the gum, and then everything that's open is filled up with these membranes, and then just the tissue grows on top of it. It's like a scaffold. It's just amazing. We also use a lot of ozone during the surgery. Why? Ozone is the miracle molecule, because it will basically sterilize everything. So it has been shown in multiple review studies that it is antimicrobial, antiviral, antibacterial, antiparasitic, antifungal, but also besides basically disinfecting the whole areas after taking out a root canal, for example, it also activates your own mitochondria to be better with oxygenating everything. And also it's a mild stressor, so it activates your body and your cells to produce glutathione and superoxide dismutase. It just helps healing and recovery and makes the blood to the area way better. And I think because we're doing a little bit more advanced techniques here that a lot of people will maybe criticize, you have to have that oasis built so that the body is not in hibernation mode, but in the supreme healing mode, and then use locally whatever is possible to just help the body recover. And obviously, in a root canal, there's always tons of microbes. So we want to disinfect first, health first, and then if I have that socket, I want to place an immediate ceramic implant just to keep it stable. And ozone is the miracle molecule here.
Right, now, before we started the treatments with you, you booked both myself and Sunshine up to the machine over there.
Yeah.
Can you explain exactly what that 25,000 machine does?
That machine is called Global Diagnostics, and what it does, it basically scans your body with different frequencies. I just tried to make it simple. Imagine everything is just frequency. You have frequency for wound healing, a frequency for specific microbes, let's say for Candida. It will just detect it through a resonance frequency. This is basically a Russian thing, but it creates equality in the body. So it scans and looks for priorities, and we saw that Kris, obviously after traveling to India and for months and lots of flights, was a little bit depleted. Same for Sunshine. So it will detect it straight away. You can also use it as a therapy. But then I can see directly, okay, which body systems need the priority right now. And if there maybe is, let's say, thicker blood, or a problem with the adrenals, or problem with the kidneys, or problem with the teeth, and then use the specific IVs that we produce in here accordingly. So it's very individualized, and it's a day by day. It's always telling you what's right now, and it changes within the minute. It's way more effective, in my opinion, than the blood work, because it's faster results, and you can use it straight away.
And we did IVs every day, but different IVs, correct?
Yes, so around the surgery, like before, during, after these 3 days, we use a lot, which is antibacterial, anti-infectious, helps with wound healing, detoxification, so it's high doses of vitamin C, magnesium, even procaine, and various other things that support the recovery, so to speak, and boost that membranes. But before, by using the machine, I knew, okay, Kris's immune system needed more, so we have specific IVs for the immune system. We actually used a rare form of glutathione, which is called S-adenosyl glutathione, which is glutathione on steroids on M2. And then for Sybil, for example, the focus was more on adrenals, so we gave her a cocktail with this, with obviously vitamin B5 and various different B vitamins, but even carnosine, creatine, lots of things and amino acids to help her. So it's quite individualized. And I've basically designed 5 different IV formulas that do 80%. Then we just fine tune those and add on things accordingly. Because I'm not a fan of having 40 different protocols. Rather, I have 5 that do the most bang for the buck, and then see what we need individually on top. So because most of our patients, I would say at least 60% of our patients fly in globally, for years we do an initial consultation or examination kind of remote. So basically, the streamlining to get you on board is you send in your current panoramic x-ray and the medical questionnaire. It's all on the website anyways, but from there on, we will create a initial treatment plan, which is kind of like us being the architect of your health optimization, where you know exactly step by step what we're going to do and what the overall estimated cost for that complete build-up would be. Obviously, we can then reduce it, do only parts of it, but I see it as important to show you the full case, what it is needed to fully optimize, and then we can still go a little bit less or less. You get an email, you see everything, take your time, and then from there on, we can plan your whole health optimization week here in Tübingen. And the charming part for all the people coming in internationally, you do it all in 1 week. No more metals, no more root canals, no more cavitations, ceramic implants immediately if possible, temporaries if needed, all the other treatments. And this saves you so much time, because this is a thing that most dentists or colleagues don't see. So if you do multiple treatments and you have multiple appointments, patients often don't want to go to the dentist. Then they have to maybe take off a day from work. So it adds up to sometimes 20 appointments to do what we did for Kris in 1 day of a Sybil. And this is the future in dentistry, or in biodentistry, in my opinion, to meld the high-tech skills with functional medicine, integrative medicine, and biohacking health optimization, and make it charming, as pain-free as possible, as minimal invasive as possible. So basically, within 6 months, he will come back to get his crown work, and then I don't want to see him ever again as a dental patient.
Thank you very much for watching this, guys, and thank you, Dr. Dahl. Appreciate it. If you do have any questions for either myself or Mr. Domi here, please ask in the comments below. Peace.
Peace.